So we have 47 miles left to our next charger, and we only have 42 miles of range left. I don't know if we're going to make it. So right now we're on our way back home from Ohio, and we ran into a bit of a hiccup. We were routing to our next charger, which was supposed to be in Hoover Hills, Ohio. We got there, and the entire Electrify America station was shut down for service. And before we could even say anything, the guy was just like,
It was closed for maintenance and that it would be down for an hour. And then I asked what we were supposed to do, and he just said that it was basically not his problem.
so our option was either to wait at the charger for an hour until it was done, or to try and make it to our next destination.
Which was a charger that was 114 miles away, and we only had 106 miles of range left.
So now what we're doing is we're trying to make it to that next destination, and we're trying to hypermile basically as comfortably as possible.
So we're going 65 in a 70 zone. We have the car's drive mode in eco mode. We have the climate in eco plus, which is borderline off. All ambient lighting off. We have
The touchscreen
The
turned
whole-
off.
yeah, the touchscreen is off. We have the air suspension in its lowest setting for better aero. And as of right now, we are 49 miles away from the charger and are sitting at 45 miles of range.
So we're doing better than we started. The only options that we have in between where we are and our charger are like 6 kilowatt charge points. So we're gonna try to not have to sit at one of those for like 30 minutes just to get to
5%.
just to get to the fast chargers. We're gonna hope that doing all of what we've done and driving slow will stretch us to the charger.
The only other option we really have to extend our range at this point is to just drive even slower. So we're already doing 65 in a 70, so next would be 60.
When do you think we should go down to 60?
Would you rather go down to 60, or would you rather completely shut off climate control?
I would rather go down to 60. It's already hot in here and we still have the air on.
But we know how much more range you get if you just have no climate control running. What if we just kept going at this rate, and then maybe the last like 15 or 20 miles, then we shut off climate control? So we're still sitting at a 4-mile buffer. Or no, we're still sitting at needing
Negative
4 miles.
4 miles.
So what if we just
3 miles.
let's just turn off climate control completely the last like 15, 20 miles. Unless our range increases.
We're at 28 miles of range, 29 miles to go. Things are looking up. Okay, so I'm getting nervous because it's, we just have 8% left. So we're going to turn off the air for a little bit and see what that does to our buffer. It's already warm in here, so like what's going to be the difference?
Oh wow, it is like immediately getting hotter in here and like difficult to breathe. I can like feel the sun a lot more on my like arms.
Yeah. It's literally, we've had the air off for literally less than a minute.
It's already like way worse.
Yeah. So we're gonna turn it back on.
Oh my god, but look,
But we
it
have
worked.
we have 27 miles of range and 27 miles to go. So the reason that we're taking this so seriously is because we have no idea if this car has any range past 0 indicated. In the Tesla, we know that you can go like 5 to 10 miles past 0 and still be fine, but this we have no clue.
Everything I've heard from like Kyle from Out of Spec and like all the other reviews have said that like the Germans and Mercedes tend to like mean it when they say 0.
So that adds even more pressure.
Yeah, it's like even if we needed like 3 miles or 4 miles past 0, I don't know if we have that.
Okay, we're entering a
We're
construction
entering a
site,
55, yes.
and it's gonna be 55. So that's gonna really help us for our range. Right now we're sitting at, okay, it was just 25 and 25, but now it's 24 range, 25 to go.
All right, but where's the 55 over here?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Wow, we're going 55 and have climate fully off.
Okay, so we just had to switch back on the air.
We were starting to sweat. Eco Plus had it warm in here, but like I wasn't sweating.
Yeah. Now there's like actual just movement, air movement on us.
It's a lot more pleasant. And we have 1 mile of buffer.
Wow. So right now it's saying we're gonna get there with 1 mile of range.
We're currently 23 miles away and have 6% of battery.
Okay, we've got another 55 zone coming up. We are 10 miles out with 12 miles of range to go. We're at 3%. So we are power limited. Keeps going down and down. We're getting about, we could only access about 83%, 80% max power.
But it doesn't start till 3% of battery. Which is great.
Yeah. It's scary how fast the max power is going down though. Feels like a battery. Feels like the battery's going down. So the car shows you like a bubble on the map of how far it can travel. And if you can see, our destination is just inside the bubble. So it's looking like we're gonna make it at this point.
%50 power.
Wow. So what's really crazy about this is that we barely were able to do this. We left our last charger just by chance with like over 100 miles of buffer, not knowing that whenever we got to the one that we intended to go to, that it would be closed down. So the fact that we were able to push it and make it
Almost 120 miles to the next charger.
yeah, is just like really crazy. I'm feeling pretty impressed by how much range you can squeeze out of this car. We're about 2 miles away. I cannot wait to get there and blast the air, plug in, get some energy flowing.
It's very scary seeing 1%.
4 miles of range, and I think we have like a mile.
Alright, I hope this next charger is working.
If this next charger's not working, we're literally screwed.
Yep.
I see the Walmart.
Have you ever been happier to see a Walmart?
No.
So far, it's still driving normally, like you wouldn't know. You can't feel the power loss yet if you're just driving normally.
Yeah.
Where you have 1% and 4 miles of range. We're so close. We're 750 feet away.
We're just down the road. Yeah, that's like a normal acceleration.
Yeah.
You don't even get close to 40%.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's an IX.
Oh. Watch out for that cart.
These all 150s. I guess they're all 150s. Is that true?
Yeah. Just get a gray handle. Pro tip, if you don't know already, gray handles are the new ones and they work a lot better. Wow, this wood looks so nice. All right, so we just pulled up to the charger. We have 4 miles of range left. We're hot, we're sweating, we feel gross, and we're just ready to plug in.
I don't feel that bad, but yeah, it's hot.
Yay. So right now, the Mercedes route optimization, which plans next chargers and all that stuff, is just not working. We have 318 miles to get home. Got 128 miles of range. So we're gonna have to like manually find a charger. This is what always happens with the Mercedes route planner. Not to mention, at this charger that we're at, we are pretty full.
There are 2 that are unavailable.
There's 2 Bolts here, 2 EV6s, an ID4, a BMW iX, and an F-150 Lightning. And
Now there's a queue of 2 people.
they're telling each other that they can't charge. So they're telling each other that there's no chargers available, and he's probably saying, I'm next.
Yeah. Oh, but this guy might be leaving. Mercedes, you should be so ashamed of yourself.
Okay, so right now I'm having to get on the Electrify America website on my computer because the car is just refusing to show us where charging stations are.
Like, genuinely not showing charging stations. Like, that's not helpful for anybody.
Okay, there is one in Springfield, and there is one in Champaign. So we've got 2 chargers left along our route. There's one in Champaign, Illinois, and one in Springfield, Illinois. So we're gonna try and push it to the Springfield one because that's only about 100 miles from home. So we wanna charge up to probably about 250 miles of range before we take off for there. But like, I should not have to be pulling out my computer to figure this out. Okay, so we ended up making it to our charger. We got here with 4 miles of range left. We got plugged in. Thankfully, the charger is working, but this charger is super full.
We got here at a good time.
We got here when there were like 2 other cars charging, and after that, like 5 have shown up.
Yeah.
So we are solid. We're pulling 126 kilowatts, which is not,
The charger is not working properly.
the charger's not
obviously.
working. It's supposed to be a 150 kilowatt charger. We can totally get that right now, but we're only getting 126.
The 126 is the highest we've seen since 0%.
Yeah.
So,
It's like slowly climbing, but not really. Basically, the infrastructure for electric cars is just not ready. The cars themselves are great. We were able to squeeze out so much range from this car, but it was really just the infrastructure that kind of did us in. And now we can clearly see that having lines at chargers, like, that's not it. So yeah, infrastructure really needs to step up its game. Mercedes needs to improve its route planner.
which is still going, by the way, still trying.
Yeah, and Electrify America needs to have better practices in place. If you're servicing a charging station, you should not have to shut down every single charger.
And you probably shouldn't do it in the daytime when people actually need to use it. Try like in the middle of the night when no one's really going to be using it.
Right. And have a system in place that updates all of the cars that are navigating to your stations and show that they're unavailable. There was nothing that said that those chargers weren't available.
And tell your technicians to just be nicer people.
So yeah, EVs are great. Infrastructure needs some help.